All right, first up, multiple reactions that have been coming in over the name change. Nehru Memorial Museum and Library has officially now been renamed to Prime Minister's Museum and Library Society with effect from the 14th of August. Now, it was back in mid-June when a special meeting of the NMML Society, where it was resolved to change its names to PMML Society. Now, this is something which has not been taken well by the Congress party, where they have been attacking the BJP and the central government, saying that this is in a manner that attempts are being made to erase the legacy of the first Prime Minister of India.
We are currently reporting from the new building of the Prime Minister's Museum. Now, as you can see over here, it has been dedicated to all the Prime Ministers, starting from Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of this country, to Gujrari Lal Nanda, to Lal Bahadur Shastri, to Indira Gandhi, to other serving Prime Ministers in the past, Lal Gujral, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Dr. Manmohan Singh, Rajiv Gandhi and others. The new building had the museum, and then goes on to tell the story of how our Prime Ministers navigated the nation through various challenges and ensured the all-round progress of the country. It recognizes all the Prime Ministers, thereby democratizing the institutional memory. This has been clearly stated by the centre over the claims made by the Congress party that Prime Minister is in fear. This is a grand building. On my right, there has been a mega screen with Constitution of India embarked, and also it has different literatures of former Prime Ministers, the members of the first Council of Minister, the Constituency Assembly that was formed, and therefore this picture itself states that how India had all the Prime Ministers and this museum had been dedicated to them. Well, currently we are inside the Prime Minister's Museum, and this was inaugurated by Prime Minister Nehru Modi on 14th April 2022. A special meeting was called in mid-June this year, where it was decided that the entire name of the premises and the complex of Nehru Memorial Museum and Library will be renamed as Prime Minister's Museum. And currently this building, as you can see in the visuals, is the newly constructed building which was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So there are two portions of the entire premises. One is dedicated to Jawaharlal Nehru, where he lived, and his legacy remains the same. And on the other side, it is all the other Prime Ministers who had served for the country, and their work had been clearly mentioned, and also their work and their literature and their belongings had been placed in this particular building, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister. Now, controversy is about the Congress slamming the government, Congress party clearly stating that the renaming of the entire museum had been because Prime Minister is afraid of Jawaharlal Nehru's legacy. And currently we are reporting from this very memorial, the museum, which has now been renamed as Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya with effect from 14th of August 2023. And Congress clearly had it out at the centre over its renaming of the name as Prime Minister's Museum, Memorial and Library. And it has stated that Mr. Modi possesses a huge bundle of fears, complexes and insecurities, especially when it comes to our first and longest serving Prime Minister. The Congress also stated that Prime Minister had a single point agenda of denying, destroying, defaming and destroying Nehru and Nehruvian legacy. He has erased N and put P instead, and that P is really for pettiness and peeve. Certainly it is the government who had been stating that this particular museum was renovated and had been dedicated to all the Prime Ministers who have served for this country, and especially when it comes to 3 of the members of Gandhi family who had also been included in this particular museum had been given a due space. The center had been stating that because all the Prime Minister's legacy had been in this museum, so it is better to rename this museum as Prime Minister's Sangrahalaya, but had erupted a lot of controversy as the Congress clearly blaming the center over it.